What is up, Code Gang? Jimmy Blowjobs here, aka the Dreaded Dev, repping that Code Gang, that whole lot of code shit. Y'all already know what the fuck is going on. If you don't know what the fuck is going on, you must be new here. So welcome to the video, guys. Old subscribers, welcome to the awesomeness. Welcome to the series, guys. This is a series where I'm going to show you guys every Tuesday. I'm going to take you guys with me to code something kind of cool, kind of awesome, something that's going to get you maybe a little bit too excited for your panties, for your underwears, to actually do some HTML, some CSS. You're going to learn a little bit of JavaScript, a little bit of jQuery. The purpose of these videos are to every Tuesday make something cool, kind of code a little bit of a snippet, so that at the end of this series, you guys will actually be able to put all that together with me into what it's going to be a really cool, awesome portfolio that's kind of unique, that's going to show you, that's going to be able to showcase to your potential employer your skills with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, and maybe even a little bit of Bootstrap, because you know how the Code Gang does it. We like that fancy shit, whole lot of code shit. Y'all already know what the fuck is going on. So, guys, in this video, what are we going to create? So let's just go ahead and give you guys a demo of what we're going to be creating in this video. Some of you guys that follow me on Instagram may have seen this, and if you haven't, go ahead and follow me. Instagram link description on the video of this video. Link description to the Instagram on this video. I just fucked that up. We can't cut it out because this is real time, real life, whole lot of code shit. So this is exactly what we were going to be creating, guys. So you can hover over these, and that it'll give you kind of like a little description of what the image or whatever the hell it is about that you have in there. This isn't made with jQuery. This isn't made with JavaScript. This is just plain simple HTML and CSS. And I'm going to show you guys so you can actually animate this with HTML and CSS and make it look really awesome. Pretty much make it look just like this. So again, guys, little disclaimer. First tutorial, have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I've never taught anybody anything, so I'm going to do my best to code this and explain what I'm doing. But keep in mind, this is the first time I've done this. Again, I have no idea what the hell is going on, so keep that in mind. Let's just go ahead and get right to it. So this is exactly what we're going to be coding. And yeah, let's just get right to it. Titty Tuesday, Tutorial Tuesday, let go. So we're going to close this just for the sake of having that closed. Cool. So the first thing you guys are going to do is gather your images, right? So I have a folder here for my images that I'm going to use. I already have that folder created and I have the images already uploaded it, right? So I'm going to create a new folder, right? And I'm going to call this folder, I don't know, let's call it YT Tut. YT Tut. So on this episode, you guys will learn how to make the YT Tut, the Tutankhamen, the Tutankhamen even, that mummy that be smoking weed. Anyway, so you're gonna create a folder, call it whatever the hell you guys want. We're just gonna call it the YouTube/Tut or Titty Tuesday. It don't matter. So after you do that, go ahead and open your text editor of choice. I'm gonna go ahead and use Sublime Text. Everybody knows the Dreaded Dev loves Atom, but I'm gonna go ahead and use Sublime Text for the hell of this, just to try it out. I do have a couple things uploaded, so I'm going to show you guys what I have as far as packages and things like that go. So here you go. These are the packages that I have installed right now for Sublime to make it look the way it is, to make it function the way it does. Blah bitty blah, bleebity blah, blah bitty blue bitty bleebity blah. You know what I'm saying? So here it is, guys. Pause the video, get the packages. Make sure you get package control because installing these packages is easier. Blah bitty blah, blah bitty blah. And then for the theme, we have this one. And then for the, where the hell is it? For the color scheme, we have that one because it's the same thing. Again, blah, 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 and it's blah, blah, blah. Cool. How do we exit out of this? Yay, awesome. All right, cool. So what we're going to do is let's open that folder that we just created. Just go ahead and go to the desktopy, YT Tut, open that folder. Sweet. Come over here, go to your images, select them all, Control C if you're on a PC, and then if you're not, I don't know what the hell to tell you. So come over here, Control V again if you're not on a PC. Again, I have no idea what to tell you. So transfer those images to this folder that you just created. Go back into Atom, make sure, or not Atom, Sublime, or whatever text editor of your choice. Make sure that everything here is correct. Again, we do have those images there. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. I'm sorry I dragged that out. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we do, I am using Emmet. Now I'm gonna use Emmet just to transfer over or just to kind of like have the boilerplate shit over. I'll just show you guys what I mean by that, the HTML boilerplate, which is essentially just that. I'm not gonna use Emmet for this tutorial just for the simple fact that I want to be able to show people that don't have Emmet or don't want to rely on Emmet. I want to show them, how you can actually do this as well. And it'll actually make the tutorial that much more interactive, if that makes any sense. So let's write some fucking code. finally, winally, hilily. That'll make no sense. It don't matter though. All right, cool. So I like to separate my shit a little bit here, make it pretty, whatnot. So let's just go ahead and write some CSS, some HTML, and that's pretty much it because there's no jQuery or no JavaScript involved. Code gang, whole lot of code shit. Let's go. Cool. So what are we gonna do? So we're gonna go ahead and just save this as index.html. All right, cool. We're gonna hit Control N to create a new file, and we're just gonna save this one as what are we just gonna call it? Just style. .css. Some people call it style. Some people call it style.css. It really doesn't fucking matter. It is what it is. Cool. So call it whatever the hell you want, right? All right, cool. So let's just go ahead and make sure that everything it is put in here correctly. So first of all, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna link this CSS style sheet that we just created or that we just put in that folder. So as usual, we're gonna rel this motherfucker, and it's gonna be style sheet. I don't know why we put a plus sign there. Style sheet, damn it. All right, style sheet, right? For type, you can do this still. You don't really have to do this anymore. Put the type or whatever. I'll still like to do it. That's how I learned. That's what I learned. So whatever. So style.css because that's what we called it. Awesome possum. For the title of this, let's just call it, I don't know why. Let's just call it YouTube tutorial 1. Save this motherfucker. All right, sweet. So that's it for the head. We just done got some head on YouTube with the dreaded dev. Shout out if you just got some dome, aka if you just got done with the head. So let's add a div class. So this div class is gonna be this is gonna be our first div. And we're gonna call this one, you can call it whatever you want. For the sake of this, I already did this myself, obviously, because it's on my Instagram and I went ahead and created this already. For the sake of this, I'm gonna call it the exact same thing I called it just to keep everything nice and, exactly how I did it, because I want to show you guys exactly how I did it. So we're gonna call this div infierno, which literally translates into hell in Spanish. Depending on where you're from, Spanish is kind of one of those languages that, you can ask a Mexican to say something in Spanish and it's going to be completely different to what a Puerto Rican is saying or somebody from Spain or somebody from blah 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 and the blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So this other div class is going to be called cielo, which translates into heaven in Espanol. We're going to create a UL class, awesome, with a class of hover. We're going to create a UL with a class of hover rather. And then obviously inside of this UL, there's going to be some fucking LIs because let's be honest, nobody ever uses ULs without LIs. And yeah, so Julio. All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and save this. Let's go ahead and see how this looks already. Where is it? So right here, we're gonna open it with let's open it with the Firefox. Yeah, awesome. All right, not really much to see, not really much there. So let's just go ahead and keep going, guys. So we're gonna put for this li, we're gonna add the images, right? So what we're trying to achieve, let me see if I can open it again. It's somewhere in here. YouTube, blah blah blah, and the blah blah blah. Where is the open? Jesus Christ, I just saw it. All right, we're gonna open with Firefox. Cool. So what we're trying to create is this H2, right? That's what we're going to try to put in there right now. But we need to put in the image first, right? So what we're going to do is obviously add the image. So in order to do that, inside of this li, you're going to add an image. And for those of you guys following along, um, you know, take a look at what I'm doing. So to add the image, it's pretty simple. Just image src. And then you type whatever the hell you named your image. So as you guys can see, my image is fire.jpg. So we're gonna add that right here. It's always good to add an alt to your images, just in case they don't show up because of browser compatibility or sometimes images just break. So add an alt. I'm just gonna write fire as fuck because the picture is kind of fire. You know what I'm saying? So that image has been added. Awesome. Let's just go ahead and see how that looks really quickly. How do we refresh this bullshit? All right, cool. So there's the image. Right, so we have literally the first one already done. Congratulations, the tutorial is over. You are now a web developer. JK, LOL. Let's keep going. So the next thing that we're gonna go ahead and add is going to be this H2 right here that kind of comes up really cool, really chill. It just, pops out of the side and says, "Hello there, I'm Mr. Fuego. Do you want to smoke a joint? Oh, I'm gone. Oh, I'm back again." Ha ha ha. All right, so we're gonna create that shit without the sound effects. So let's just go ahead and get it done. Cool. So for that, pretty simple. We're just gonna create an H2 with the word fuego, which translates into fire, if you didn't know, or if you happen to give a fuck. So again, guys, you guys can call these whatever the hell you want. This is just for the sake of showing you guys exactly how I coded this. So yeah. So under this H2, we're gonna add some spans, right? And these spans are gonna have a class of H1, H2, and H3 respectively, right? So that's H1. We're gonna close this motherfucker right here. And for those of you guys that use Emmet, Emmet closes them for you, so that's pretty dope, McDope. So we're gonna create three of these. So we're gonna copy it, enter, copy paste, blah blah blah. Cool. Come back here, change this to 2, and then change this to 3. Awesome, possum. So with this right here already created, we're gonna go ahead and save this. Nothing's gonna happen. You guys will be able to see not really much is gonna happen here other than the fact that you'll have fuego written down there. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Coolio, Julio. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna copy this, right? This whole li, we're gonna copy this 2 more times, right? Because we're gonna want to do this for each one of the boxes, so to speak. But we're going to do this inside of the UL class, right? So make sure that you paste these LIs inside of the UL class. So we'll come over here, boom, boom, or inside of the UL tag with a class of hover, so to speak. I know somebody's going to call me out on that. Be like, hey, man, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. And I'll be like, hey, you know what? Go suck a cock. Hee hee. Cool. So with this fire dead JPEG, whatever the hell you want to call it, so we're going to come here and we're going to change a couple things. So for this one, we're going to write water because that is the next one we're going to use, water. And then with this one, is we're gonna just, change whatever you want. We're just gonna write wet as fuck. We're gonna change this to agua, because that is how you say water in Espanol. And for this one, it's gonna be, what is it? Earth. Cool. So we're gonna change this to Earth, Mother Earth. And for this, we're gonna say dirt, McDirt as fuck, because dirt McDirt. That's a dirt McDirt. All right. And for this, we're gonna write tierra, which is how you say earth in Spanish, so to speak. We're not going to purchase this shit because we broke. So we're going to hit cancel. Know what I'm saying? And now we're going to come back here and we're going to refresh this bitch. Fresh like lettuce. Come on down and you got it down. You know what I'm saying? So look, you got your water, you got your earth, and you got your fire. This is why HTML is boring as hell because this is literally all the HTML that we're going to do here and that's all you get, right? So this is what kind of pisses me off with HTML is that a lot of people are like, oh, this is a programming language. I know HTML. I can go and, work for Google and get a Tesla and get like 6 blondes to get me head. And I can go do cocaine off like dirty bathroom floors and, Wolf of Wall Street. So a lot of people think HTML is really cool and shit. And HTML is pretty cool. I mean, look, you were able to put pictures and, put titles under them and you have a weird fucking dot right here for whatever reason. But HTML is boring. You know what I mean? This is as cool as HTML gets right here, is these pretty little fucking colors. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and have some fun, guys. And we're not talking about the drug related kind of fun. I wish, but YouTube's a bitch. So let's just go ahead and get to the CSS styling to this, where it gets fun, where it gets cool. And let's just do it because we're rambling. Cool. So the CSS portion of this is where HTML gets fun. And I think this is where this project starts to get a little bit funny and onion, if you know what I'm saying. So let's just go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with the body at first, as usual. And in order to test that the HTML is connected to the CSS and that the CSS is connected to the HTML, we're going to do the good old test here of background color. And we're going to make this black because, that's black is cool. And we're going to come here. We're going to refresh. And of course, you connected it right. Congratulations, the tutorial's over. You are now a web developer. Hey, I'm just playing. So again, we know that's good. So we're going to take that off again. And now let's go ahead and get writing to the cool stuff. There's the CSS portion of this. So font family. Font family is the family of fonts that is kind of, they have problems. This family has problems. The dad cheated on the mom, and the mom cheated on the dad, and the kids are crazy. They do drugs and they steal and they do weird shit. So we're gonna pick family Ariel because they're the religious family and they're the good family that don't do anything wrong. So pick whatever font family you like. Really doesn't fucking matter for this. I'm picking Ariel just because, like I said, they're the religious family that everybody likes. So we're gonna do that. So body zero, margins, padding zero, margin zero as usual for the body. Keep everything nice and awesome. Font family is gonna be Arial. Let's go ahead and see if that even did anything. I mean, for the most part, it should have. So as we can see here, the only things that changed is that the black background is now white because we removed that test styling to see if it was connected. And we have fuego, agua, and tierra in different fonts now because we have the Arial font in there now. So shibby wibby. Cool. So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna style this div class Infierno, right? So we're gonna style that to make sure it looks good. So let's go ahead and get to it, guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. If you are enjoying this, drop a like. If you're not enjoying this, drop a dislike. I don't care. Let me know. It don't matter. So let's just go ahead and do it. So for the width of this, we want this to be 100% because we want this to, obviously stretch the whole page, the whole width of the page. And we're going to do the same thing with the height because, again, we want this to stretch the whole um, size of the page. So we're going to do VH for this one, right? Don't ask me what VH stands for. I think it stands for view height. If it doesn't stand for view height, it definitely stands for vagina height. Either way, make sure you have it at 100% because the code gang likes it at 100%. So, right, so we're going to want to float this to the left and I'll show you guys why in a second. And we're gonna make the background color. Let me see. I have it written down. Background colors usually fuck me up. What is this? 2E, 2E, 2E. So we're gonna do 2E, 2E. Oh, oh, oh. What's happening? 2E. Awesome. So this is one of the plugins or packages that I have installed. It's kind of like a color picker. It'll show you the color of whatever the hell you type in. So as you can see, you can't really see it because of the background, but it is kind of like a weird dark color, which is the color that we want, right? So we're gonna save this. We're gonna come back to what we're working on with here. We're gonna refresh, and awesome, boom! Look at that. You are done, JK. So that is the background to this. As you guys can see, our finished product. So this is the background that we are trying to create, and this is what we have so far. Cool. Making some headway. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and style. We're gonna style this class right here, the Cielo class. We're gonna style that one, and same thing. You're gonna go dot Cielo. So for those of you guys that don't know, this is how you select a class. It's with a dot, dot cielo. And then you select IDs with a hashtag or a pound sign, whatever you want to call it. For you millennials, it's probably a hashtag, you know what I'm saying? So just go ahead and use that. Just make sure sometimes if that usually is that's usually a lot of times what happens with beginners with bugs and CSS is these things right here. So you make sure you know the difference on how to uh, between classes and IDs. So for this one, we're going to give it a max width. Now, the reason we're going to give it a max width is because we don't want the width to go anything more than what we're going to give it here, which is going to be 940 pixels. The margin is going to be auto. That's actually going to center everything to the middle, which is great. You can get precise with it and write 0 auto. I'm just going to go ahead and go with auto because, Auto was my favorite character from Rocket Power, and he was kind of cool. So we're going to display this, and we're going to display it as a tablet, aka a table. And then the margin top for this is going to be, that's so annoying. I think I have this one written down. Okay, so what do I have? Okay, so yeah, margin top of 25 VH, aka vagina height. Save, and then let's check back here, see what the changes are, if any. And boom, there it is. That's pretty cool. So as you notice, we were able to move everything over here to the middle. Let's just go ahead and keep going. Again, this is what we're trying to achieve. And yeah, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So here's what we're going to go ahead and style next. We're going to style this div class or this UL tag with the class of hover. That's going to be the next thing that we're going to style. So again, just period hover. And cool. So we're going to give this a margin of 0 and a padding of 0 as well. And then the list type, in order to get rid of those annoying little dots right here, I really don't like these fucking dots, and Nobody likes dots. Nobody likes periods, especially women. So let's get rid of those. And the style, we're gonna be the type is gonna be none, right? Now I'm pretty sure that's gonna get rid of them dots. And if it doesn't, we're about to be embarrassed. Let's go ahead and refresh. Oh my God, the dots are gone. Cool. So yeah. So the next thing that we're gonna style, guys, is gonna be the LIs inside of the this UL class or this UL with the class of hover. So that's going to be pretty easy for those of you guys that are new. Just follow along with me here. This is how you can actually go ahead and do this. So dot or period LI or hover LI. That's how you do that. And then cool. So we're going to position these position again, make sure you use the IntelliSense, this stuff, the autofill that just kind of does it for you. I'm a little bit lazy and, I don't really like to type my code a lot of the time, so I let this shit do it for me. Don't be afraid to use tools like this, guys. Just, like IntelliSense and like autofill and stuff because it makes you productive, right? And anything that can make you productive at the workplace, at your code, it's just think about it. The quicker you do something, the more you're getting paid, the faster you're getting it done, the more you're getting paid. And, we like to get money because we like drugs and shit. So max width is 293 pixels because again we don't want the width to go any high the width to go any higher than that. The background color is gonna be we're gonna go with what is this 4F 4F 4F. Yeah, cool. So then the width again is gonna be 100% here. Don't forget that right there. That'll actually throw your code off, and that is responsible for a lot of bugs, is missing those damn colons and semicolons. So for the height, we're gonna do 400 pixels. Margin, it's gonna be, let's do 10 pixels here. We're gonna float this to the left. The overflow is gonna be hidden because we don't want anything to show. And then you don't have to do this, but I like my cursor to kind of like when I hover over something, I like my cursor to kind of turn into a pointer. And I'll show you guys what I mean right now. So you see how like it's kind of like a little arrow right here, right? When you hover over something, I kind of like it to go into this little hand, right? I think I don't know. I think it just makes it look like you can click it rather than just having the arrow. You know what I mean? Because with the arrow, you can kind of see that, not the animation will still happen, but if you have the hand, it's kind of almost like, oh, look, I can click it, right? I don't know. For some reason, this pointer hand just gives me the confidence to click on something. Damn it. Probably why I buy so much shit on Amazon is because, the click buttons. It's like, hey, click on me with this little hand that's pointing at you. Oh, finger blast me here. It's like, all right, cool. I might. So let's refresh this to see what our changes have done. And look, guys, our changes have gotten us to the point where you can't even tell which one's which, right? Which one is the tutorial and which one is the other one? Ha ha ha. All right, cool. So yeah, look, you can see the hover is now a hand, which is exactly what we want. So we're getting really close to the end result here, guys. And you can see how quickly you can do that with just HTML and CSS. So let's go ahead and keep styling here. So we're going to go ahead and style the H1s, the H2s, and the H3s respectively. So let's just go ahead and do that. This is going to get not a little bit complicated, but a little bit kind of like tedious and kind of just like, whoa. So let's just go ahead and style these headings. So we're going to do dot H1, comma, dot H2, comma, dot H3. Okay. All right. And then we're going to position these. The position is going to be absolute because we absolutely need to position things absolutely absolute. So, make sure you absolutely do that. The top is going to be 0 because whenever you position something absolute or whenever you position something like that, you're going to have to give it a top and a left. So we're going to give this a top of a 0. And the left is going to be, you've guessed it, 0 as well. So with that said, the width is going to be 0. What am I doing here? Okay, yeah, so 0%. The height is going to be 135 pixels. So 135 pixels here for the height. And then we're going to give this a background color of 8770AF. Cool. And then the transition duration. So this is where we're going to start getting into like the animation of this. So the transition duration is going to be, we're going to set this at 0.8 seconds. And now we might tweak this, we might not. I'm pretty sure that's what I had for the from when I created this. So let's just go ahead and hit save, see if anything's changed. Awesome. Again, not much has changed. We're gonna have to keep writing the old HTML and the old CSS, aka just the CSS, because HTML is done. So cool. And let's just go ahead and go to the next one. So we're gonna go to the H2 here. Cool. We're gonna get this a top of 133 pixels. I like to put a space right here just to make things look pretty. I like my code to be real pretty. The width for this is gonna be 100%. We're going to give this a left of 293 pixels, a background color of 6 C4CA3, boom. And then we're going to give this again another transition duration of same thing, 0.8 seconds. We'll see how that works. All right, awesome. So we're gonna again come down here. We're gonna style the H3. Make sure you save this. You can go back and check. There's not gonna be any difference. So just keep riding the wave. Join the new wave. Come surf with your boy. Code Gang, whole lot of code shit. Y'all already know what the fuck is going on. So again, for the H3, we're gonna get this a top of 266 pixels, a transition duration of 0.8 seconds. Cool. Now, this is where it starts getting a little bit kind of wonky, a little bit weird. So follow along with me, guys. I promise. It'll all make sense when it works. So we're gonna get this class hover li. We're gonna give this a hover. This is how you can actually add a hover styling to whatever the hell you're trying to hover on top of, if that makes any fucking sense, which it doesn't. Whatever. So just follow along with me here. Promise it'll make sense in a second. Uh, Again, hover dot h3. Sweet. So cool. So for this long as dot dot hover dot whatever the hell dot, we're gonna give this a width of 100%. So all that trouble just to give it a width of 100%. You already know what the fuck is going on. Cool. So after we do that, we're gonna select the hover li one more time, but for this time it's gonna be hover h2, not the h3, how we did at the top. So we got the hover H2. Make sure you give this a dot, right? H2. And tab left of, I don't know, what are we going to do? 0. A left of 0. Enter. And then we're going to keep on styling and profiling. You know what I'm saying? So again, here we go. Hover li H2 blah blah blah. And then we're going to position this bitch absolutely absolute. So absolute. As always, when you position something absolute, we're going to have to give something a tap. So we're going to give it 187 pixels. Cool. We're going to give this a color of, this is a color of the text. There's a difference between color and background color. This is, when it's color, you're giving something color of text. When it's background color, that is the color of said background. So we're going to text transform this motherfucker because we want this to be uppercase. I don't know if you guys remember, but in our example here, go ahead and save this real quick. In our example here, the H2s, the headings are uppercase, so that's what we're trying to achieve as well. So go ahead and click back to the example that we're creating and go back to the code. So we're going to make that uppercase. We're going to give it a font size of, let's try 25 pixels at first. I usually like to just do 26 right away, but let's just go ahead and try 25. We're going to give this a z index of 1. We're going to give this a left of negative 100 pixels, right? We're going to transform. Oh, where's the transform? All right, we're going to transform translate negative 50%, right? Okay. We're going to give this a width of 134 pixels. Some letter spacing. Let's try 1 pixel for right now. And then we're going to do the transition duration. Again, this one's going to be 1.5 seconds, which is different than before. Save, and then let's go back to our file and see what we got. Let's go ahead and refresh and see what's going on. Boom. Look at that. That's pretty awesome right there, guys. That you can actually do that with just HTML and CSS. So again, that's pretty cool, right? This is what we're trying to achieve. Just a little bit more CSS code to actually achieve this, and this is what we have. So pretty exciting, pretty cool, right? So let's go ahead and get right back to it. So we have the LIH2. So let's just go ahead and hit enter, create another hover li hover h2. Sweet. We're gonna hit this a left of 50%. Cool. And then the last thing that we're gonna do is the images, right? Now, this is just to make sure that the images look correctly and they look good on your screen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give this a background. Jesus, where is it? I'll rely on this thing way too much sometimes. Okay, so a background position of center, and then we're just gonna give it a background repeat of no repeat because we don't like shit repeating itself unless it's acts of sexual awesomeness. So let's go ahead and check out what we have. Hopefully everything shows up, and boom, there we go, guys. There it is. That's what it is. This is what we were trying to create. As you guys can see, this is lives internally in my machine, and this is what we created. This is what we have, and here's the code for that. Again, nothing out of the ordinary, guys. This isn't anything that you wouldn't know if you knew the basics of HTML and CSS already. As you can see, all the HTML is literally just this. This is all just CSS, right? These are the things that you can achieve with just HTML and CSS. You can actually animate things pretty well and pretty awesomely with this. So again, guys, if you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments. Drop a like. If you are watching this video and you're not subscribed, shame on you. Go ahead, subscribe. As soon as you subscribe, hit that bell so you know when I upload. You're not going to want to miss the next episodes of this that I'm doing every Tuesday. Again, the purpose of this is for those of you guys that are wondering how the hell can you use this, where can you use this. You can use this in a portfolio section. You can use this in any kind of section where you want anything to have kind of like a hover effect over the image, right? I'm going to show you guys how you can actually include this in a portfolio, which is the whole purpose of the series, is to do one of these every Tuesday where I show you a snippet or kind of like a portion of your portfolio that you're going to create in a little, snippet, little code portion like this, and how it's all going to come together at the end of the series where I'm actually going to put everything you guys have learned as far as these videos into one big video where I'm going to show you guys how to put all that together into a really awesome, unique portfolio that you guys can copy, you guys can use to apply at jobs and things like that. So hopefully you guys will find this helpful. Again, let me know in the comments if you do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys for being so patient for this. I know it's been like a week and a half since I said I was going to drop this, and I finally dropped this today. So guys, again, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. If you haven't dropped a like, go ahead and drop a like. It helps me out a lot. Drop a comment, code gang, whole lot of code shit. Y'all already know what the fuck is going on. Check out the link to the description of my videos. There's a lot of check out the links in the description of my videos, rather. There's a lot of really useful information there and a lot of stuff that gets asked all the time. The information, it's already there, guys. Code gang, whole lot of code shit, dreaded dev. Love you guys. Tune in for the rest of the week because we got a lot of awesome shit. And tune in today for the Instagram live. I got a lot of really awesome stuff that I'm going to announce today on Instagram. So again, link in the description for my Instagram. See you guys next time. Code gang, whole lot of code shit. We out.